What's good, everybody? This is GeekSet Radio, the official podcast of thecollie.com. I'm your man, Jut. Chilling here with my main man, Danny, as always.
What's up, people? Danny, aka Newark Hip Hop.
Like I said, we are the official podcast of thecollie.com, bringing you the hottest tech and pop culture news. Let's jump right into it, Danny. We've been talking about it for a couple of weeks now, but Microsoft just keeps taking these L's, man.
Yeah, they finally dropped the price for their Surface Pro. If you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, they officially came out with the Surface RT tablets. And, people kind of felt, that was the GIMP version. They were waiting for the Surface Pro. The Surface Pro is already out. They were waiting on the pricing. And the pricing is here. And, man, what a fucking price. They want $899 for the 64GB model without a keyboard. Now, what do you get? What do you get with the Pro? Pretty much, like I said on a thread on thecollie.com, pretty much everything you could fucking want on a tablet. Every little fucking spec that you could want on a tablet, you get it. USB, 4 gigs of RAM. The version of Windows 8 that's on this is basically the desktop version. Also, i5 processor, so the thing is spec'd out. It's powerful as shit, but it does cost pretty much after your keyboard, which in order to make good use of all these specs, you're going to need you need the keyboard. It's gonna run you over $1,000 when it's all said and done.
And I mean, like you said, the specs are great. I'm not gonna front, you know what I mean? And we know Microsoft, when they put their minds to it, they can make very good shit, you know what I mean? But why? I don't understand this. Like, a tablet is not supposed to take, maybe that's what they're doing. A tablet is supposed to take the place. Maybe they wanted to take the place of a laptop. But like, my thing is like, a lot of people that are defending this, the handful of people, I should say, that are trying to defend this are on that whole steez where they're like, oh, look what you get for the price. I'm like, no, fuck that. For $800, I can go buy me a nice ass laptop with better specs.
And even, what's the scary trend that I've been watching for, I guess, this new category of, there's Apple fanboys, there's Google fanboys, and now there's Microsoft Surface fanboys, is that they keep calling this thing a Ultrabook and a high. It's a tablet. I don't want to hear it's an Ultrabook.
No, Ultrabooks don't even cost that much though half the time, man. Because if you look at it, 64 gigs for $899 and 128 gigs for $999. You can get a 120 gig solid state drive in one of those Toshiba ones, yes. And I think they're about $600 or $700.
Yes. Like I pointed out the other day to somebody, I'm like, look, for the price that you pay for this thing, about 2 weeks ago, you could have gotten i5 processor, 15.6-inch screen, a 1 terabyte hard drive for damn near $200 to $300 less. Again, this thing.
You didn't even pay that for your laptop.
Yeah, and mine has pretty much the same specs. No, I didn't. Again, mine was about $200 cheaper. Same specs, i5, 8 gigabytes of RAM, so double the RAM, 1 terabyte, and plus all the little other extras my laptop has. But like, that's what we're saying. Like, this thing is being marketed as a tablet. You know what? I almost would have forgave them if they had included the keyboard for free.
Yeah, the keyboard was in there and it was like $800. I would have been like, okay, I can see that.
Yeah, I almost would have forgave them.
Because we said before, it has a purpose. If you're on the go, I would make use of me personally. If I'm working on something for my job, you know what I mean? It's nice to have the Microsoft Suite there for you. If I'm on the plane, I can just knock something out. I can knock a spreadsheet out if I need to, whatever, you know what I mean? But fuck.
Yeah, so, but I mean, besides that, this thing, the RT, which is the GIMP version, which is about $200 to $300 less than this, has been pretty much doing horribly in the sales, and this thing is not gonna fare any better. Again, if they keep pushing this as a tablet, if that came out and said this is a new class of ultra hybrid book, if they had said that and they had pushed it like that, then maybe. But this is being pushed and marketed as a tablet. Again, no hate on it. Like I said, it has every spec you could possibly want. It's pretty much, I'm gonna say it's more spec'd out than any Apple or Android tablet out right now. But then again, it does cost almost $150, close to $200 more than the top iPad out, and that's not cool. That's not cool. And this thing, yeah, that's all I can say. This thing is not gonna
Well,
do very
shit.
well.
You know
But
what? You know what we didn't even mention on
what's that?
the battery.
Oh yeah, by Micro. I think this is the kicker, but and this is Microsoft admitting this. This isn't us making it up. This isn't somebody doing an independent battery test. Microsoft themselves said this thing will get about 4 hours of battery life. Now, let me explain something to you guys. When Microsoft itself is saying 4 hours of battery life, that's them being nice to their own piece of tech. I'm already guesstimating once all the tech blogs and the testers get a hold of this thing and run what they call a stress test on this battery, I'd be surprised if they can get 2.5, 3 hours of heavy use on this, which kind of defeats the purpose of a tablet with these type of specs, because these type of specs are meant for heavy use. This thing should have had at least 6 hours worth of battery life for the fucking price you're asking. With an ultrabook at that price, or with a regular laptop at that price, again, I'll use my laptop as an example. $200 less, about the same specs, a bigger hard drive, and mine has a backlit keyboard, which I'm assuming takes up a little bit more power. My laptop can easily go 5, 6, 7 hours under heavy use, and under not heavy use, I can get a full fucking day out of it. So they fucked up on this one. They get the Kali Smiley, the you effed up on this one. But even with that said, even with that said, like, I mean, you don't want to hope on anybody's demise. But if you're Microsoft, I think is big enough and smart enough, and has the money to do the research on this shit, I'm gonna expect this. I'm gonna expect the RT and the Pro. The RT, I expect by the end or by summer 2013, I expect to see those going for about $250. And this Pro, I expect to see it going for $350 to $400. So half the price. I mean, I'd pay $350 for it. I love it. I love this. I love the specs on. You can get real work done. This thing at $400 and with a keyboard could replace your regular laptop or your notebook. But at $899 without a keyboard on it, they've lost their mind.
Yeah, like you were saying, you don't want to hope for nobody's downfall. I said, shit, me, I do, because that means we get another fire sale, dog.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, can you imagine how bad a fire sale for this?
Oh, if it's, I know, I couldn't even imagine. Just imagine what it was for the touchpad. For these things, it's gonna make the Black Friday riots look like nothing.
Yeah, shit, it's gonna be Black Friday online. Motherfuckers sending denial of service attacks to other
just to catch this. But
just so they can't get this shit.
Yeah, Microsoft goofed up on this one.
Yeah, man. Alright, so that's enough shitting on Microsoft, I suppose, for now. In case anybody has anything else they want to talk to us about. But we'll have to see. We'll keep a close eye on this. The price just way out of hand for that. And let's talk about this Wii Mini, man. You put me onto this, I think, like, was it last week or something like that?
This thing came out of nowhere. I was in line somewhere, just whatever, on my phone checking shit, and I see this Wii Mini announced. And at first I thought it was like some type of companion thing for the Wii U, which just came out. But no, this is a revamped original Wii, and it's a Wii Mini, and it's extra gimped. All it does is play games. There's no type of connectivity app whatever on it, absolutely on it. It's gonna come out in Canada. It's gonna cost $99. Personally, when I first saw it, I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be a first day cop. It's still gonna be a first day cop, but not for me. At first it was for me, because I was like, man, because it looked like the perfect little replacement for a Roku. That's what I thought, for a Roku box, to watch Netflix and shit on it. But once I read that it has you can't go online with it, so it's pretty much games. And I guess this is Microsoft, I'm sorry, this is Nintendo's way of trying to get every last fucking customer in the world to buy a Wii, because not everybody has one, but the shit sold a whole mess of units. And yeah, I mean, I like it. A lot of people have been shitting on it, but it's been a lot of hardcore gamers that have been shitting on it. I like the simple, minimalistic design on it, and pretty much there's not much to see here in form of tech, just that it's a new Wii. It plays games, and if you're somebody that And it comes with one of the nunchuck controllers. Oh, and the other important part, it's only sold in Canada for now. But it does come in a little blood gang red color. Uh, has a nice little nunchuck controller too. So if you're somebody that hasn't owned a Wii and we're thinking of getting one, but said fuck that, that's for kids, this is a good chance to pick up one. It's just cool to have in the house when you're having little moments at the house, little parties and shit. You throw on a Wii Sports or something and get a little competitive.
We gonna get into that later, man.
Yeah,
you
can
already
get
know what I was doing.
You can get competitive with this thing. But
that's dope. I like that it's small.
Yeah, it is. It's nice. But again, they totally killed it with not at least having the ability to connect Wi-Fi. Just at least have it connect to Wi-Fi. And this thing would have sold units just. Oh, and it doesn't play. Well, the original Wii didn't do that either, but it doesn't play any type of movies. If they had given this, I don't know, DVD or Blu-ray capabilities and thrown Wi-Fi and even up the price to 120, shit would have sold even more units. I'm still gonna buy one, but for my mom who likes playing them Wii games or whatever. But yeah, not much to see in terms of tech. Just Nintendo again trying to take over the world.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Wonder if they're gonna kick the price up when it gets released here in the U.S.
I doubt it, because you can get a regular Wii now. I saw a regular Wii in a Kmart ad. Though this was during Black Friday, but for $89. And
shit.
Yeah, that's the full console, internet, access to the Nintendo store, which is again is something that fucks this up, because you don't have access to the Nintendo store where you can download a bunch of them classic games.
True. All right, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
So our favorite Android device here, besides the Nexus, the Galaxy Note. Damn, it went 5 times platinum. How does it stop?
Already, man, yo, Samsung cannot miss when it comes to the Note and the Galaxy line. I mean, the Galaxy line was already at 10 million about a couple of weeks before this one made 5 million. I guess we told people that this shit was gonna be popular. A lot of people were like, oh, it's too big or whatever, no homo. But yeah, but this thing again, 5 million units sold in what? In a little under 3 months, I believe. Like that.
I thought it dropped in October, no?
Yeah.
So shit, and Verizon's they're just now shipped out to customers. So this is with Verizon being fucking late to the party as always.
Yeah, like this again, the Note is a beast of a device. From anybody that's used, that's all I've heard. And I mean, we've talked about it in a couple of previous shows, as far as the units and stuff goes. And if you're again, I think this is pretty much the Android workhorse phone right now. Like this is the enterprise phone to have right now. If you're a business person, if you have your own small business and you need a phone with you, and maybe you need a computer or a tablet with you, but you don't want to carry a computer or a tablet with you, this is the phone to have on you right now, the Note 2.
Yeah, and I when we first announced this phone, and I said I wanted to cop whatever, I was like going down a list of shit that I personally would use it for. I'm pretty much always on the go. You know what I mean? So. And I think Samsung marketed that perfectly for this device. Like, a lot of people don't understand, like, a device is going to sell itself only to a certain extent. You know what I mean? That's where marketing comes in. And when you see all these Notes, the Note commercials, the Galaxy commercials, people are like, yo, I want that shit. So they've really stepped their game up over the last couple of years, because if you remember, a couple of years ago, Samsung was getting dragged all around in the mud because they weren't updating shit on time. TouchWiz was garbage. The list goes on. And now Samsung just reestablished itself as like the premier manufacturer right now. And that's including Apple, because they make Apple shit too. So Samsung's really the king of the mountain right now.
Yeah, they've taken it to that level. I went to go pay my T-Mobile bill today at the T-Mobile store, and the last 3 times that I've been there, there's been at least 2 to 3 people, and each time that I've been, each person was picking up a new Samsung device. Today was a lady picking up a S3. So they've established themselves with the Galaxy line and with the Note line that these are the premier Android phones to have. And besides the Nexus line, it's either a Note or a Galaxy line you should buy.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with either. It just really depends on what you want at that point in time. So I mean, Samsung, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops maybe another mil or two by the end of the year. We still got about a month left.
This thing's gonna hit 10 million.
Got a month. Yeah, shit, today's the first already. God dang.
Yeah, it is. It is. This thing, it's already at 5 million, and you just have Verizon just shipped. I wouldn't be surprised in a month or two, a year, this thing already officially moved 10 million units.
Yeah.
10 million.
It's not out of the realm of impossibility.
10 million on this. The S3 was already at 10 million a couple of months ago. Like, shout out to Samsung. It shows when you put quality hardware, quality software, and the right marketing together, you will fucking sell.
Yo, Samsung need to stop fucking around and give us some devices to play with so we can review them.
You will sell. Hell yeah.
Oh, speaking of reviews, our homeboy Princeton is gonna come on next weekend. He's got the Nexus 4, so he's gonna drop a review for us next week.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I was just about to tell you about that. But I was talking about the Nexus 4, but I guess we'll hold that on. I mean, with the Nexus 4, I think what we can say is it's pretty popular, to say the least.
Yeah, we were talking about it last week. Excuse me. I think I saw on Engadget they put the Nexus 4 back up on sale, and then like 5 minutes later it was sold out.
Yeah, they put it up on the Google was actually referring people from the Play Store to the T-Mobile store. T-Mobile site went down within a couple of minutes too. So the Nexus, I mean, I was telling people I think LG was gonna bring a surprise, and so far they brought it. Everybody's been real happy. But we're gonna have a hands-on review from one of our boys who owns one. He'll be here next week.
So speaking of buying and selling, let's talk about all this. All this Black Friday nonsense, man.
Woo! Keeps getting crazier and crazier. I swear to God, I think one year there's gonna be like a reality. I'm surprised there isn't a reality TV show based just on Black Friday fuckery.
Somebody gonna steal your idea.
I know. Look at that. Y'all can go ahead. That's a throwaway idea. Somebody's gonna do a reality show just on Black Friday shopping. The big news for this year is Black Friday online spending brings in a record $1.4 billion.
That's a B, y'all. A B.
$1 billion. And again, each of we see this every year now. It keeps getting bigger and bigger, and more fuckery comes with it. I personally,
I felt like they were giving shit away, man.
Yeah, they you know what? I think somebody in like some of these marketing departments, some of these companies, just like sit around and just have shits and giggles about this. Let's give these TVs for $100, and let's see what ensues.
Man, you know what? I didn't buy anything tech related. I bought some video games. I'll talk about that in a second. But man, I went to visit my sister up in Massachusetts, and we went to the Providence Mall in Rhode Island. It's like a big ass fucking mall there. And I'm walking through the mall, and they have all those big ass displays, 40% off, blah 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 blah. I'm walking in the store, and I'm like looking for shit to buy just because it was on sale.
That's the plan. That's their plan. The plan's working like that. Like they throw these numbers out there.
Express. Hold on, what's the heck?
Yeah, you're like, fuck. Like I don't even need this, but it's 40% off.
I could use some sweaters.
Yeah,
you start myself like.
You start looking at stuff. I'm telling you, I mean, the only thing I copped, and I went into Staples and I copped a 1 terabyte Toshiba external drive. And I'm telling you, when I was like looking at the reviews and shit, I'm here looking like, damn, like you know what? Maybe I do need a 50 gig pen drive. It's only pen drive. It's only $30 and shit like that.
Yo, they be killing me with that shit. But I ate good off Microsoft. Microsoft.com had a shitload of games on sale.
Yeah.
I barely got to anything because by the time my ass found it, because I was taking a nap, everything was sold out. 2K was sold out. Was it Forza Horizon?
Forza Horizon sold out. Then they had it back up.
That was like $15.
$15, and that game just came out at I want to say October 15th. Around there, it had it got a 9.5 score, so it wasn't a bad game. It was rated one of the best open world racing games, period, of any gen. And
that's Microsoft loving the kids right there.
Yeah, $15 they gave that shit away. I was tempted to pick it up, but I didn't. But yeah, Microsoft had a bunch of sales. So did Steam. Steam had, you know how they do. Steam was giving games away for $3, $4, $5.
I never fucked with Steam.
I have fuck, I forgot what game it is. It's some gay ass game I bought. Yeah, it's one that it was supposed to be real popular. Like some world where you start off as like a little DNA thing, you create little aliens and shit like that.
Oh man, you lost already for picking that shit up.
Yes, but Steam is a good platform, especially if you're a big computer gamer. And they always have sales, and they were giving games away. That Civilization game, which I forgot how much it retails for now. I know it's real popular. That shit was like $8.
Yeah, I bought that Connect Sports package, or it's the Connect Sports 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I bought that shit for $15. I went to Walmart later that day. That shit was $50.
That's how it is.
I was like, well, I win. And that shit was dope. Me and my girl were playing that shit last night. Yeah, that shit is definitely fun.
Yeah, they had a lot of cell phone sales too. A lot of sales. Basically, you guys see there was 1.4 billion worth of money to be made. So fucking.
They took Walmart made money off of my ass. I know that for sure.
Walmart stayed with the crazy deals. Walmart had that 42 or that 32 inch for like $100 or $189 and shit. And speaking of Walmart, that I guess Walmart's taking the crown 2 years in a row with the riots going on in the stores. It was some town down south, and if any of you guys live in bigger cities, you might not know this, but in some of these smaller towns, like Walmart is the place to be. Like Walmart is the mall basically in some places. So on these sales, they get busy over there. And the video, you guys can look it up on YouTube. It was a video. People getting stomped out and dragged over. And it's funny because the thing what they were fighting over was some type of like prepaid phone sale or something. And because if I'm gonna get my ass beat over a piece of tech, that shit.
It's gonna be one of them LED, them 55-inch LED joints.
I'm going over the new like 4K TVs and shit. Like 3D TVs, I'm going out over some shit like that. I'm not gonna get beat over a track phone. But that's what the fuck people. Yeah, that's what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, Walmart was crazy up where my sister lives. We were like, cause in Massachusetts they can't. They're not allowed to be open. Like I guess it's a state law. They can't be open on Thanksgiving, so they opened at 1 on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And when we got there was a long-ass line. And I'm like, man, I ain't trying to wait in this line. But we were there for like 10 minutes. So it wasn't that bad. I went in and like we picked up like a bunch of little stuff. Like they had like a sale on pillows. They were like $3 a piece. So we picked up some pillows. They had one of them like electric griddle joints, like to make breakfast on. $10. Picked one of them shits up. And then my favorite purchase, I picked up Modern Warfare 3. Since I'm always behind on video games, I hadn't played that yet, and I've been wanting to play it. So I picked that up for $25, and I picked up Dance Central 3, which just came out last month, or October now. It just came out in October. I picked that up for $15. So I bought more video games. I think I told you this last weekend. I think I bought more video games this weekend than I have the entire time I've had my Xbox, which is probably about 8-9 months now.
Better late than never. Fucking Modern Warfare 3 has
I've been getting busy on Call of Duty too.
Yeah, we gotta play that shit. Yeah, Modern Warfare 3 has tons of all the Call of Duties have replay values. Like you can afford skipping one and just playing whatever the previous one is.
Jump right in.
Yeah, they have tons of fucking replay value.
And don't sleep on them Dance Central games, yo. Them shits is crack.
Shit, yeah, man. Yeah, I can't
fuck with them shits. I had a full workout last night, though.
Them shits will kill you. I have no type of coordination when it comes to dancing, so I don't even fucking fuck with that.
Yeah, that shit was fun, man. Like and like we were talking about party games, like between the Connect Sports game and Dance Central game, you have some folks over to your house, y'all start drinking a little bit, and it's the perfect game to have fun. Like my girl and I, like we went to the bar last night and then came back and started playing the dance game. And she was whooping my ass at first, but I had to come back a little bit. I think we ended up like tying it. And then we were playing the boxing. And the first match we had, she beat me. I was embarrassed as shit. I'm like, man, I actually can fight. Like
people sleep on those Connect games. Is that the one that brings the baseball game too?
Yeah, it's 2 discs. So when we put disc 2 in, it has boxing, track, bowling, fucking soccer, and something else, and the other one's got like baseball, darts. We had beach volleyball. That shit was fun as hell.
Yeah.
They got a whole bunch of stuff. I was trying to find that one because the one has fencing on it. I was trying to get my sword fighting on. I was trying to be like Jack Sparrow.
Get your pirate on.
Yeah, dog.
I would fuck around using that fence thing like a machete. Lose points and shit.
The next joint I want to pick up for Connect, I'm trying to get that Star Wars Connect, man.
I've never played that joint.
I never played it, but I keep seeing them commercials of them white kids using the Force and shit. I'm like, man, I need to get on this.
Need me one of those. You gotta get the UFC game I told you.
UFC. The UFC
trainer. I got that shit, man. I played that shit. I told you I played that shit just the first and the second day, man. Shit kicked my ass.
Yeah, I need to do something to supplement my workout right now since I can't go to BJJ because of this fucking overtime. But I'm gonna get that joint. So let's wrap up our tech segment. And you and I both were always talking about shit like this. We talked about space and things like this before. So NASA and the Russian space program picked their astronauts to spend a year, or no. Yeah, what is it? A year-long trip in the International Space Station.
Yeah, this is wild. Actually, right after you told me about that, I think the following day I was just randomly reading, and one of the guys is from New Jersey. I don't know which one of these two. I want to say it's the Scott Kelly dude. He's from New Jersey. Yeah, this is wild in so many ways. 'Cause you gotta think these two guys are basically gonna be under semi-isolation for a full year. The only people they're gonna see is each other every day of the week for a full year. I don't know how big the International Space Station is.
It's not big enough.
Yeah, but it's probably big, not big enough, and it fucking sounds boring as shit. But yeah, these two
ain't no connect up there.
Yeah, these two dudes gonna go up there and do whatever the fuck it is they do in space for a year. Try to find aliens and shit. I don't know what they do, but again, it's a pretty amazing achievement, and it takes us one step closer to fucking being able to send, I guess, regular peeps up there. And one of the reasons they're doing this, and they always do this, but one of the reasons they're doing this is to study the effects of being in space long term on the human mind, on the human body. More importantly.
Yeah, this, like you said, man, just the whole feat in itself, but like on a personal level, like that takes some balls to just stop your life for a year. I'm sure these guys got families because they're probably like in their 40s. They've been doing this a long time, but just basically you're putting your whole life on hold for a full year, to spend time in space, just for one mission, so to speak. So it's pretty crazy. I'm actually trying to look and see how big this thing is. It looks like it's 72 meters long and 108 meters wide and 66 feet high. So it's not it's big, but not very big.
Not at all. Not
about the size of a fucking apartment.
I wonder what their paycheck is looking like though. I wonder what that paycheck is.
You already know they getting paid well because these dudes were probably in the military. They were probably fucking like bird colonels or some shit, and now they're working at NASA. Yeah, these dudes is bringing in bread, and then with this mission, in general, so they're I'm sure they're getting taken care of, but it's not without risk.
Definitely.
So our hats go off to these two fellas, one American, one Russia. Hopefully we don't have another war pop off like on Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, hopefully these motherfuckers, we got December 21st coming up, the 12/21/12, the Mayan calendar end of the world shit. So hopefully these dudes.
I thought that shit was in November.
Nah, it's just in December now, the 21st of this month.
These motherfuckers can't make up their minds.
Yeah, hopefully these two dudes, don't discover a planet in the future full of apes, talking apes.
Caesar.
Telling stories about the Google and Apple war that killed the world off.
That's a perfect way to end this out. So, speaking of wars, bro, let's jump to pop culture. And shit done hit the fan in Atlantic City, man.
Yes.
BoardWalk Empire.
Yes, sir. Normally there's very few shows where like once I watch an episode, and now I'll talk about it for days, but I don't go back and rewatch episodes. There's very few shows that have made me rewatch episodes. Actually, there's only one I can think of, and it was a couple of episodes on The Wire. But this last episode of fucking BoardWalk Empire, I had to go back and watch it 3 times. Like that shit is as perfect as it gets when it comes to, like, you had everything. You had the drama, the action, the plotting. Like, this thing was fucking perfect.
Yeah, like, so I guess basically what's been happening is Jip went full on goon commander and starts coming after Nucky. And in this episode, they actually run up in Nucky's house. And I told you, Danny, I told you that Nucky was gonna get busy before the end of the season. You ain't believe me.
And they ran up in the hotel, and fucking
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they ran up in the hotel and fucking.
Nucky,
You know what I was
Nucky
surprised
started
at?
getting surgical with that shotty.
You know what I was surprised at? Remember when they first tried to do the bomb threat on Nucky? He had about 200 goons at the hotel because a bunch of the ward bosses had sent them. And I don't know if maybe ward bosses were kind of feeling kind of weak about him, but he only had about 4 dudes on this thing. And yeah, Jip's boys took care of him real quick. But then Nucky came in with the gun work, that Call of Duty shotgun work, and just the Call of Duty spaz shotgun work, and just fucking took them dudes out. His boy, damn, I think it's ironic that I don't remember the guy's name. His manservant. I don't remember his name. That's ironic because
it's Frank, right? Is it Frank?
No, it's not Frank. And that's ironic that we don't remember because that was part of the thing going on in the episode. So his manservant ends up getting shot. We're always gonna give you guys a quick rundown like we always do. They run to the hospital. The goons are at the hospital. They leave the hospital and then they show up in the black side of town to go see Chalky. And man, somebody on the Kylie mentioned that was so gangster when he walks in the house looking for Chalky, and Chalky's just surrounded by his goons, all with the shotgun. Because fucking Nucky had pretty much been playing him and throwing him to the side the whole fucking episode, and now look where he had to come.
Back to Chalky.
Back to Chalky.
And I think you and I predicted this a while ago. Like, Nucky had his head so far up his ass, he didn't realize that Chalky was always the one that got him out of a jam.
Yep.
Because of the black people in Atlantic City, the population for the blacks was so important in Atlantic City. Shit, that's how Nucky kept getting reelected, because he was in with Chalky, and they got the black population to vote for him. And I think Nucky just got too far ahead of himself trying to deal with some bigger fish, and he forgot where he came from. And
even when his little punk ass blonde girlfriend couldn't get that show, who did he send to go talk to the dude? Fucking Chalky and his boy. His boy got the illest grin, the illest smug face.
Mr. Pernsley, he's a beast, man.
Pernsley got the illest smug face on him ever. But fucking yeah, so fucking Nucky ends up going to see Chalky. Chalky ends up giving him protection and patching up his boy. He had
that was his daughter's
his son-in-law, technically
love interest.
Yeah, his daughter's future fiance comes in and patches him up. And then
her scent magnet.
Yeah, and then there was the most gangster scene also, and it was kind of funny when Jip showed up, because I guess he must have heard that Nucky was there, and he goes like, me and you got something in common. But you know what's funny? People really they took that line just for a straight up racist line, and they didn't see the double meaning under it when he told Chalky, "We've been left out in the sun too long." And what he meant by some people must have thought on some racist shit. But what he meant by that, we've been playing the second man, the right hand man, or the man in the background for the longest. Like, it's our turn to shine. And he offered $25,000 to anybody in the Negro area who would give up Nucky. And fucking Chalky was like, you know what? I don't trust nobody. Like, we need to get you up out of here. We need to get you up out of here, man.
That scene was probably the best scene that I've seen in this show. Just that dialogue between Chalky and Jip, like, just the way that they were looking at each other, and you could tell that they both didn't want no trouble between the two, but Chalky had to do what he had to do, Jip had to do what he had to do as well. So it was like a real interesting, like, that dialogue, that was played like perfect.
And somebody pointed out something real interesting. In most dialogues with Jip, and I want to say probably in every dialogue except the one he had with Maserati, or whatever the guy's name was, Jip was always the aggressor and always backing people down. always backing people down. In this thing, Chalky wasn't backing down.
Yeah, I don't get the hate. A lot of people don't like Jib's character. I think he's one of the best characters in this show. I mean, I have an affinity for goons, no homo. But dude's character, like, you seen like the scene when he was with his mom, like where he had his jacket on the mannequin, and he was like being real meticulous about all the like extra threads on his jacket and stuff. Like, you remember that scene?
Which scene was that?
It was a couple weeks ago. He was in his mom's apartment, I guess. It was Thanksgiving, I think, or Easter. I think it was the Easter episode. And he had his suit jacket on the mannequin body.
Yeah, and he was ironing it out or picking the things out of it.
He was like picking everything off. I was just like, I just watched it like, man, this is crazy. His character is so like, it's one of those like superficial characters where when you look at him, you think, oh, this dude's just a crazy motherfucker. But if you look into all the crazy things that he is, his desire to be the man, his desire to take care of himself, his appearance, you never see him look raggedy. His suit's always on point.
Never.
And then, of course, his weird sexual things too.
Which I'm glad they didn't fucking take that into some like craziness. But you know what? I think we all pretty much figured.
It was enough to show a little bit as to why he's just cold-hearted, like why he's cold-blooded like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I like him, and I think he's one of the best characters I've seen on TV in a while. And I wish they would have been able to keep Dude on as a main character, but I think we all pretty much know he's gonna die. But the guy's done like a crazy ass fucking job. And I think another good part of the episode was actually, because the episode you could have broken down into two people. This last episode was Jip and Harold. So on the Jip side of the story, so Nucky, he stays with Chalky. They end up going to his brother's son, to Eli's son's I want to say it's a mill, some type of mill factory, wood factory, where he works at. Where he works at, and then his brother shows up. This was another one of my favorite scenes, probably my top 3 scenes in all the seasons. His brother shows up and he's like, I made a deal. He's like, oh, you made a deal with who? And out of nowhere, Capone comes out of nowhere talking about, I've been on the road for 8 hours. Let me get some chow, something to drink, and some sleep. Then me and you, we talk about who gonna die.
Yep. I love whoever they got to play Al Capone's perfect.
That dude, he's played I don't know if you've ever seen the movie of a movie called Gangsters. I want to say it's called Gangsters, but it has what's this other guy's name there? The guy that gambles a lot here in the show. Luciano. They have his character, whatever. There was a movie before, a bunch of young guys played these guys in another movie, and this guy that plays Capone here, he played Capone's part in that movie, and he's real good. Something interesting I found out about him, I did not know that fucking guy is British.
Shit, get the fuck out of here, word?
That guy is British, yep.
Damn.
I did not know that dude is British. Somebody pointed that out at thekali.com in the BoardWalk thread. That dude
he looks like he's just straight from Jersey, Italian dude.
Nope, dude is British. And it's funny because I've seen him in a couple of British movies. One I want to say was like that, like a Moby Dick type of movie where they're just on a boat or something, and he has that accent. If you ever seen the movie Snatch, he's in Snatch, and he has that accent in Snatch too. So yeah, the guy ends up being British. And
he needs dude that plays Jax on Sons of Anarchy need to holler at him.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Because that nigga accent be fucking creeping through. That shit gets on my nerves. Shit, I just found out a couple weeks ago that Rick from Walking Dead is British.
Mm-hmm. Rick from Walking Dead too?
Yeah.
Damn, man, these motherfuckers, man.
And the goat British American dude, my man Hugh Laurie. You know, dude from House.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's British too.
That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. And these guys can all act their asses off. These guys can all act their fucking asses off. And I mean, in the rest of the episode, I think this is gonna be the defining moment for the next episode. Not as much as Jip getting killed, it could connect. So they're showing the goons show up, and Jip got jokes for days. So Jip and his goons show up at Jimmy's mom's whorehouse, and I'm trying to remember what's that fucking joke. Dude was saying. He was saying something about pitching his tent or something. He was just hilarious. But anyway, so they show up there, And in between everything, Harold is dressing up the little boy, Jimmy's son, and Jimmy's mom walks in, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And the little boy pretty much admits that they were gonna leave because Harold's gonna take him. So she tells two of the goons to escort Harold out. And then the next scene, well, basically the ending scene of the show is Harold, like I call him, 7-gun Harold, opening up his little chest. He has 4 handguns. Let me see if I remember it. He grabs 4 handguns. I want to say 2 rifles and a shotgun.
Yeah, my man had that 45 too. That Colt 1911.
Everything. So this next episode coming up tomorrow is gonna be on. So I'm not gonna miss this shit. I usually wait till Monday to watch them, but I'm not missing this shit. This next episode.
That shit's gonna be. This gonna make a lot of noise, man. It's gonna be, and I know I'm gonna watch it and be mad that we gotta wait until next year.
Yeah, but there's so many other good shows. But I mean, and another minor thing that kind of happened in the episode is that this fool got locked up for trying to sell heroin. Like how the fuck are you gonna trust somebody that doesn't talk?
Yeah, right.
How are you gonna talk to somebody that doesn't talk? I forgot this idiot's name, but even after his Jew friend told him not to do that, he ended up doing that transaction, and he's ended up getting locked up. And I mean, I guess it's good, because it's gonna place like a little time thing on it, because it's gonna be a year that we're not gonna watch it. So that means they're probably gonna fast forward the show. In the show, they're probably gonna fast forward 2 to 3 years or something.
Yeah, while the war dies down a little bit and dudes have to do their little bids or whatever and then come out unscathed, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see. So next week we might really get in on that season finale. I'm gonna have to fucking take notes so I can remember.
Hell yeah. Next show we're gonna have an extended version of the recap for BoardWalk.
So another season finale is gonna be The Walking Dead. So let's Rick done lost his fucking mind, man.
Yeah, what let me see. I'm trying to remember. I know this was that.
Remember he kept thinking that fucking phone was ringing?
No, that was the previous episode.
Was it?
Yep, this last episode he already he left there and Michonne showed up.
Oh yeah, and they patched her up or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
Michonne showed up. I guess the most interesting part, if any of you guys have I mean, I don't read the comics, and it's funny because I usually don't like to read spoilers or hear spoilers during shows, but I don't mind reading spoilers with The Walking Dead. And one of the spoilers from the comic in The Walking Dead is that one of the female characters gets raped in the comic book. Which one in the comic book, which one of them it is, I don't remember, but it's a big deal.
Was it supposed to be the Asian dude's girl? Because remember the governor made her take off her clothes.
No, but in the comic book, it's somebody else. It's not her in the comic.
Oh, okay.
In the comic book, it's one of the old, and I want to say it's that lady that got lost in the prison.
The lady that looked like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, I want to say it was her in the comic book. But anyways, I guess that was the big tense moment during the show. There really wasn't too much other craziness happening. But so, yeah, the governor and his people, and what's his name? Is his name Merle? With Merle, with the RoboCop arm. Yo, he went hard on the little Asian dude.
He beat the shit out of him.
I really didn't think he was gonna let that zombie go. He sure did let a walker go on the dude, but little man did his thing, broke a chair up and killed him. But yeah, the real tense moment, again, it might have not been tense for anybody who hadn't heard about the comic, but at least for me, and I know a bunch of other people, they really thought things were gonna get a little rapey in there. And yeah, and sure enough, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen, but it got close. He made her take her clothes off, and he kind of bent her over. And on the other side, Rick took in Michonne. Of course, she don't trust anybody, alive, dead, breathing, not breathing, purple, blue, white, black, green, anybody. She stayed with the pissed off face. And I guess that's a good attitude to have. She joined their group, and the show that episode pretty much ends with them about to do a little mini raid on the governor's complex.
Yeah, and I think the governor really sees them as a threat, because if you think back, Merle was like, basically that prison was overrun, we can't use it, da-da-da-da-da-da. So then when, I think it was old girl told him that they were in the prison, he gave Merle that look like you fucked up. Like he gave him the you effed up smiley look.
Yeah.
Because Merle stood there, swore up and down that, there's no way that this crew could have done this, that, the prison's blah, 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 blah. So now the governor actually sees Rick's group as a legit threat. You know, because it's what, 6 of them now, 8 of them. You know, there's like 8 of them, I think, and you know, they fucking took over a whole prison overrun by zombies. You know, so
Yeah, when Merle said it couldn't be done.
Yeah, exactly. So Merle kind of found himself in the doghouse, you know, and this bitch, what's the fuck her name, Andrea or whatever. The governor fucking giving her that brainwashing dick or whatever. She all fucking buying into his system and all of that, you know. So she ain't even want Michonne to leave, you know, but she sees, you know, you put 2 and 2 together that the governor knows that his people can't shoot for shit. And, you know, Andrea getting all bloodthirsty, hopping over the wall and shit like fucking Tomb Raider, taking out a zombie with a knife, whatever. You know, so it's like, you know, that dynamic there where the governor worried because he knows that Rick's team, I guess you would call it, they all know how to get it down with their weapons and things like that. And that town can't really protect itself. They got like maybe 4 people that can actually, you know, do anything worth a damn on the fucking using guns and shit. So it's gonna be a good season finale because shit's really gonna hit the fan. Rick and them gonna finally ride on the town. But I don't know. I want to see how my man Killer Carl fits into this.
Killer Carl, man. Killer little Carl with the fucking... Yo, Carl stayed with the fucking... I wish somebody would smack that damn hat off his fucking head. He rocking out with that, the Rangers hat and the silenced... The little silenced fucking gun. But again, this next episode... And I mean, I'll throw out some spoilers there for people that... I'm gonna throw out one small spoiler. It's not gonna ruin it for... It's not even gonna ruin it for you or for anybody else. But allegedly, at least in the comic book, from what I'm hearing, because we all know that the governor has his daughter locked up in that little back room. In the comic book, Michonne is the one that kills his daughter in front of him.
Damn.
She takes off the little girl's head in front of the fucking in front of the governor.
That nigga crazy, yo.
So.
And I like, we keep seeing that, Andrea, we keep seeing her booty meat on screen, man.
She's
trying to get that raise.
Yo, but you know, I always know she was a ratchet. I always know that. I always know she was. From a minute ago when I think she wanted to fuck with a Shane.
Like one of them chicks, like that girl from Joe Dirt. Just like one of them trashy ass party girls. She's like one of them Bud Light girls that wear Daisy Dukes and flannel shirts.
I'm telling you, she's one of them type of girls. And the world comes, all you need to have is a little bottle of shampoo and a fucking cold Pepsi, and she'll give it up to you.
He said Pepsi, not even liquor, dog.
Nah, not even liquor. A cold Pepsi, half a cold Pepsi in a can, and she'll give it up. She got comfortable real quick.
She really did, man.
She got comfortable quick.
Really did.
Yeah, I want to see what when Rick and them show up, how that relationship, but it's not her fault. She doesn't know that the 2 people are caught there, but just the fact that she really didn't, and my show was telling her to leave there, and she didn't try leaving and looking for her peoples who are really her peoples, says a lot.
Yep, and they're trying to keep it from her like crazy that the other people, that they have them because she thinks that they're gone. You know what I mean? So I think the governor really starting to feel the pressure now because he's got it from all angles. He's got to keep all this shit up with Andrea, because he knows that she's valuable. Because like I was saying earlier, nobody in that town can shoot, man.
Hell no, they can't even shoot with fucking bow and arrows, man.
You know what I mean? They can't shoot, and he knows that. She's already been close to him, so he can't let her know that the Asian dude, I can't think of his fucking name for shit, and his girl are there, and then you got the whole dynamic with Merle that we were talking about earlier, so and
his brother showing up and shit.
And then also, I don't even know how we didn't even mention this, is that the fucking doctor they were using Andrea to make that experiment with that dude that had what do you have, brain cancer or something
the old man that died, and they wanted to see how much a person remembered immediately after they died, and that was pretty much a fail. Like Andrew told the dude, they're gone. There is no human being in them, and the doctor was just being delusional.
Yep. And she kept telling him, and that zombie grabbed him up, and he looked like he was walking out, and he was like, I would like to do this alone. And my girl was like, yeah, so you can change your pants.
Oh, real.
Because, you know, old boy dropped that load quick when that zombie snapped up.
Yeah, he thought the old man was going to wake up talking to him, asking for a cup of coffee.
Man, that zombie grabbed him up.
Like, come in. Take a chunk out of him. Oh, fucking yeah, I mean, this and that. Then, too, I have a feeling, though, you know, the BoardWalk Empire episode is going to be a little bit more exciting. And I think the Walking Dead one is going to leave us more frustrated as far as cliffhangers. Because there's a lot of relationships that got to be handled there. A lot, you know, are they going to kill the governor? He seems like a major character. What's going to happen when Merle sees his brother? Like, what's going to happen to the Asian kid and his girlfriend? Are they both going to be alive? What's going to happen with Andrea? Are they going to stay at the prison? What about all the innocent people?
Don't forget about Killer Carl, man.
Killer Carl. What about all the innocent people that are at the already at the complex? Yeah, Killer Carl, because in the credits or in the preview for the next show, it looks like some zombies overtake the prison again, or like a door opens or something. So
yeah, so I don't know. I mean, at this point, Carl can hold his own, man. He used to get on my nerves, man. He used to get on my nerves, but now I kind of fucks with Killer Carl right now. He always ready to go. I can't even be mad at the young boy. let that boy cook.
Carl needs to put in work with that with the doctor's other daughter. She be eyeing him.
Oh yeah.
She eyeing him. No pedal on that. She be eyeing him.
It's a zombie apocalypse, man. No law.
All bets are off.
Word to R. Kelly. All right, so you want to move on to this the John McAfee story where this nigga done fucking lost his mind?
Yeah, with this dude with McAfee, man, this shit was crazy. I read this story. It came up on my news feed. You know, I heard he got charged with murder in Belize, and I pretty much left it at that. You know, pretty much, you know, another millionaire that fucked up somewhere. But this dude is living some Scarface type of life. And shout out to Illuminati from the Kali.com. He put us on to a little bit more detail. So basically, the dude is staying in Belize or whatever. And he was wanted for murder there, but a whole bunch of shit came out. The guy's like connected down there in some type. The guy's a boss down there. The guy's like technically like a mafia boss down there. They have Bloods down there apparently. I didn't know they did. I should have known because I know a couple of guys from Belize or whatever, and they get down like that. But yeah, there was a guy called Mac 10 that wanted to kill him. This guy called Mac 10 wanted to kill him. For what reasons, I don't know. But y'all can just guess on that shit. Might have been some drug shit, might have been some other shit. So this dude,
probably money.
Yeah, so this dude McAfee, he basically put in work. He tracked the dude down, brought him to a table. He literally had on one side he had blood goons, on the other side he had police goons. And if you guys know how police get down outside of the U.S.,
especially in Central America,
for a couple of dollars, you can have some killers with badges on you, for real, for fucking real. So the guy showed up with his two goons, and he basically, you know, negotiated with the guy, saying, you know, if you try to take me out, I'm able to take you out. And then another, you know, so that's the drug, that's the murder part of it. And because apparently somebody did get popped over all this shit. Now here's where shit gets really, really, really crazy. The guy, he posts on a drug forum, which I can't remember the name of it, but I browsed it, and it was pretty much the craziest shit I've seen besides Orgridge.com. And Orgridge is like a snuff violent video website. And this shit's pretty much the craziest shit I've seen, this drug board. So the guy was just talking about like purifying psychoactive drugs, being at fucking drug parties where people are like beating their meats until they beat it raw. Fucking yo, craziness, son. Craziness. Trying to purify. These fools are trying to purify MDMA and stuff, and snort it and drink it and all that other stuff. Fucking yo, just really like who would ever known that the guy who your little antivirus is named after is a fucking nut. Not like even at one time that I was at one point in the forum, he's talking about how he temporarily blinded himself for 3 hours after eating some brown goo when he was trying to purify one of these drugs.
God damn.
Blinded himself for 3 hours. His other thing, he put some oil, some drug oil on his skin. Couldn't sleep for 72 hours. Hid in his bathtub for 30 hours.
I'm reading through all this shit right now, actually, as you're talking about it.
Yo, he's trying to purify bath salts. That's what the fuck.
Yeah.
People, this is the same bath salts which is making people eat people. They're trying to take the regular bath salts and put it in its purest fucking form.
God damn.
And then it's just crazy. You never think about this.
This shit is... they need to make a movie about this shit, man. That would be crazy.
The Life and Times McAfee.
Get Colin Farrell to play this nigga?
Yo, I'm telling you. Or fuck, you know who will be perfect with this dude? Damn, what's his weird? I always forget his name. He's a Spanish. He's an English guy, but he always plays Spanish actors. He played in the movie Traffic. He played Che Guevara in the Che Guevara movie. Homie's Mexican too or something.
Talking about Benicio del Toro?
Yeah, yo, he'd be good for this. He'd be good for this weird ass role.
Yeah, you're right about that.
He'd be good for bro.
This nigga said he blinded himself for 3 hours. He dried it, ingested the brown goo that appeared after 5 days of incubating. These motherfuckers is doing chemistry experiments and shit.
Yeah, just fucking.
Okay, let's just take this.
And just you guys think about it. You know, this is the besides, when you think of antiviruses, you probably think of AVG, Norton, and McAfee. If not McAfee, because I know McAfee's one of the more popular ones that comes pre-installed on computers. So this guy's pretty much rich beyond belief, and is down in Belize just having fun out there.
And people trying to fuck dogs.
Being a drug kingpin.
You see that?
Yeah, I tell you, people masturbating till they bleed, molesting dogs, bath salts in the rectum, temporary blindness.
Mm-hmm.
Just Life and Times of some crazy ass rich white people.
Yep. White folks gonna be. Yep. You know what? This is my new go-to. Every time they say blacks or Hispanics are crazy, this is gonna be my new. It used to be the Columbine kids. Mm-hmm. Now it's John McAfee.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
I'm gonna just link them to this. But I don't want to hear shit. But they did this. No.
Look at this.
Yep. Niggas ain't fucking with no
bath salts.
With no dogs. They ain't fucking with no dogs, man. So our last story, this is something that I saw on Facebook, and usually I don't be paying no videos on Facebook anymore, but I had to share this. I shared this with Danny. I shared it with a lot of people. This dude, I don't know what his name is. He doesn't make mention of his name. He doesn't make mention of where he's from, but he lost 100 pounds in 6 months doing yoga, thanks to my man, my OG Diamond Dallas Page from WCW back in the day. But basically, this guy was a Gulf War veteran. He was a paratrooper, so that means he jumped out of planes. And it's really hard on your body, obviously. So dude had, a lot of jumps, so his knees and his back were just shot. And the doctors told him that he'd never walk again unassisted. So he had those crutches like Walt Jr.
Yeah.
And that was fucked up, man.
True.
So he could, yeah, you're right. So he basically had to do that. And he was out of shape, obviously, extremely overweight, unhealthy, depressed, so it's one of those cycles. When you get depressed, you eat, it's like on Austin Powers with Fat Bastard when he said he's unhappy because he eats, and he eats because he's unhappy.
Yeah.
But that shit is true, you know what I mean? Especially when you're an injured soldier, a lot of guys go through that. So he tried to do yoga because, for those of you guys out there that don't know about yoga, yoga is a fucking beast. A lot of people make fun of that shit. Yoga will fuck you up in a minute, but it is really, really, really good for your body. It's excellent for your body. And also for really obese people, it's a good way for them to lose weight without putting that much strain on their body. So nobody would take him on, but DDP did. So this man started doing yoga in his crib. And this video, man, was crazy. That shit left me speechless. But dude, like, it's the whole video of him falling over, trying to balance himself, trying to walk and falling flat on his face. Literally falling flat on his face a couple of times. And, at the end, it shows him walking in the park and then him actually doing like a full out sprint.
Running.
Yeah, running. And he proved all those doctors wrong. So, I mean, I know you want to speak on it. So,
yeah, no, I mean, I think it's real powerful. We've all seen videos like this, but it's always good to have once in a while watch these videos because they remind you, when you complain, when we complain about stuff, about, not wanting to get up in the morning, not wanting to walk out to our car to drive somewhere and shit. You gotta remember, there's people that don't have these abilities at all, and sadly, some people do take these disabilities, and they take what's told to them. You're never gonna walk, so they never attempt to walk. You're never gonna have use of your hands. They never attempt to have use of their hands. And this guy just didn't give up. He did whatever DDP told him, which the video really doesn't say it, but he gave him some type of inspirational speech or was trying to help him along the way, and it just shows. And literally, like Judge just said, like you literally see this guy. Nobody's catching him. Ain't nobody around to catch him. Nobody's helping him or nothing. He's trying to walk. He falls flat on his face, gets in a little push-up position, gets himself back up. And with this video, I mean, to me personally, the message of this video, besides anything, is really, this is literally never, ever, ever give up.
Yeah.
In every sense of the word, no matter what somebody tells you, the old cliche, where there's a will, there's a way. This dude literally took it there and was able to not only regain the strength and the ability to walk. The guy was able to walk, run, do a fucking headstand.
Yeah. Throwing up the diamond cutter.
A headstand throwing up the diamond cutter. Some of us are fucking born with perfectly two good legs, haven't done shit in our lives physically like that, and couldn't do 5 push-ups. And this guy who a year ago, whatever the time frame was, wasn't able to walk, is now in basically the best physical condition.
He lost over 100 pounds. Of his life. 100 pounds.
And he looks like when the video first starts, they show him like limping around the house, and somebody's recording him, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then at the end of the video, like he looks like a totally new. He looks like a different person. He looks from the beginning of the video to the end like a different person, a different cousin, somebody else.
Yeah, man, that shit like especially hit home for me because I always see stories about soldiers, getting into that. A lot of guys, that served and that were in war, they end up going down the wrong road. They start drinking and shit like that, because of PTSD. And I'm not saying that was necessarily this guy's case, but it's obvious that the injury had a psychological effect on him. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying, a lot of people take what is told to them. And it's more psychological than anything. A lot of it, I say 80% of it is psychological. With people that, they just give up, and they don't try. And, shout out to DDP for helping this guy when nobody else would. They even says in the video is that he went to tons of yoga instructors and they all turned him down but one, and that was DDP. Mm-hmm. So my man with the self high five, did something good. And I had forgotten that he was like this yoga guru, because he looks better now than he did back when he was wrestling, because he looked like he was strung out back in the day. He actually looks healthy now. So, for those of you guys that, want to get in shape or whatever, try some yoga, y'all.
Pretty much compared to how other wrestlers look a couple of years afterwards.
And their mental state too. You think about, like, not to cut you off, yep. But, you think of people, all these wrestlers like Chris Benoit and, Macho Man was kind of crazy. He was beating his wife and shit like that. And they had alcohol problems, drug problems, and shit like that. Like
Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon, exactly.
That's some sad shit. If you guys have never seen it, I don't know if you've seen it, John. But
I can't, man. That shit break my heart.
There's a documentary on Netflix, and it's literally probably this. And I've seen a bunch of these documentaries about these other wrestlers, and for some reason, this Razor Ramon one hurts the most because it's really sad shit. The guy's a full blown alcoholic, and whoever's handling or manages him just basically parades him around like that. Like, they showed this footage of this one show where the guy's so drunk that he passes out during a fake wrestling thing. and
Jesus
the other guy, the guy he's wrestling, proceeds to beat the shit out of him, pretty much. Proceeds to beat the shit out of him. So that was really saying, compared to other wrestlers, DDP's out there doing good for the people.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so with that, yeah, so we're gonna try and put the link up on when we post the episode for you guys, so you guys can watch it. I don't know if there's a thread on the Kali. I should go make one about it, but it's probably gonna get trolled and derailed anyway. So you know, I love those guys over there, but damn, I'll probably put it in higher learning.
Yep.
You know, trolls in there. But let's move to our Netflix recommendations.
Netflix recommendation. I think I'll start it off. Mine's a little bit more simpler. My Netflix recommendation for this week is the Discovery Channel show called How's It Made. A bunch of you guys have probably heard about it. I know I used to hear about it. I used to catch episodes here and there, but I was scrolling and shit to my Insta, and I found the show on there and I watched it. I watched about 5 or 6 episodes straight. And it's pretty much how it says. They tell you how things are made. And it's just literally everyday average things. Anything from toothpicks to toilets to computers. And the best thing about the show is, one, they show you, the inside of the factories. They show you from raw material to finished product. And it's not a boring hour-long thing where it's just like, oh my god, like, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear about this anymore. They cover about 3 or 4 gadgets each episode. So each gadget's about 10 minutes long. And each episode is 30-35 minutes long. And again, like, you learn about everything there. Like, I was just watching a couple that I remember was really interesting, how contact lenses are made and how toothpicks are made. And like, not only the most amazing part about it, once you start watching, at least for me, I was thinking like how many things aren't made by hand anymore. I've seen about 4 to 5 episodes, and each of it has about 4 gadgets, so it's at least 20 gadgets. And the only thing that was really, really made by hand, including a couple of food products so far, I'm only into season 1, and there's like 189 episodes. But the only thing that's been made by hand mostly was snowboard. And I say mostly, like half of it was made by hand. Some machines had to help to cut and sand and things like that. But it goes to show how dependent we are on machines. But it's interesting as fuck. It's really interesting as fuck. If you want to know how everyday average things are made. And again, it's 189 episodes. So you'll have episodes for fucking days. They're half an hour each. I recommend for this week on Netflix, How Is It Made by the Discovery Channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I watch it when it comes on TV from time to time, and that shit, because it would always be something you'd be like, oh, all right, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that's how it's like, you know what I mean? So for my Netflix recommendation for this week is one of my favorite movies ever, actually. I personally think that this is a classic movie. It's based on a true story, based off a book that's based on a true story. It's Black Hawk Down. It's a great movie. If you guys aren't aware of the story of this story, basically, during the early 90s, there's peacekeeping missions going on in Somalia, and Somalia was like the Wild Wild West, basically. It's in Mogadishu. So basically, there was a terrorist, and he needed to get got. So when the government needs that, they call in these guys, Delta Forces, top-notch tier 1. I'm sure you guys know from playing Call of Duty and things like that. But what's my man's name from Pearl Harbor? I can't think of his name. The main character. Josh. Is it Josh Hartnett? Is that his name?
Don't remember.
I have to look. I can't even think of dude's name. He's a squad leader in the Rangers. So Rangers are another elite unit in the military, and basically their mission is to fly in chopper and just provide security for the Delta operatives that are coming in to extract the dude. And what happens is in Mogadishu, on that side of town in the market, like I said, it was the Wild Wild West. So they started burning tires so the choppers can't see where they're going. There's always someone over top on Overwatch letting them know, okay, this area is good, this area is not good, whatever. So at one point, when the Rangers are supposed to secure a perimeter with 4 Black Hawks around this building, they're supposed to rope down, set a perimeter on foot, and escort the Rangers out to the ground vehicles. And that's a dude from The Sopranos. Is in charge of this convoy. It's a long truck convoy moving in and out of the streets in this African town. So you can imagine it's crazy. So they come in on helicopter, leave out on via convoy, according to the plan. They were only supposed to be out there for like an hour, I think. And an RPG fucks everything up. One of the choppers gets clipped. Black Hawk goes down, hence the name. And it turns into one big rescue mission where these dudes are stuck on the ground and they can't get any reinforcements to come in. So these guys basically have to fight their way out while another convoy comes in to rescue them. So it's a really, really, really good movie. It's based on a true story. It really happened. There's a guy that passed away. He was a sniper, and he got the Medal of Honor because he died saving someone else's life. So if you guys get a chance, definitely check out and read the book. I don't know how many of you guys read, but Black Hawk Down, the book is really, really good, and the movie's about as good as the book as well. So that doesn't happen very often, but that's my Netflix recommendation for y'all. Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down is one of the best movies out. It's one of my personal top 20 favorites. And if any of you guys ever played the original Call of Duty, was it Call of Duty 4, basically, or whatever, the first Modern Warfare, or whatever. If you guys remember that map that had the two helicopters down. The map was divided in half, and it was two helicopters down right in the middle. Like that map was loosely based on that whole little scene, or whatever. But definitely one of the best movies. There's fucking action and drama throughout the whole fucking movie. So good.
There's some good comedy too.
Yeah.
When they're fucking imitating their company commander, and he catches him.
Yep.
That shit was good. But so with that, you got any shout outs, man?
I didn't make this shout out last time, I don't think, during episode 15. But I want you guys to check out my interview with a Hot Rod from G Unit. Again, I may or may have not made that announcement last week, but check it out. It's on the front page of thekali.com. It should still be there. If it's not there, just click on the blog. You'll see it. Had an interview with him. He's funny as fuck. Y'all are gonna bug out during this fucking interview. There's everything. There's comedy. There's stories about chicks. He disses Bow Wow. Fucking everything. So shout out to Hot Rod for giving me that chance to do that interview. Shout out to all the listeners, all the fans, everybody out there. Shout out to thekali.com. Like always, a lot of these links, a lot of these stories that we do get on here, we originally find them on the Kali and we just do further research on them. So shout out to the Kali for everything.
Yeah, for me, same shout outs. Just a couple of individual shout outs. Shout out to my man Nature Boy. Shout out to my man Lukey from Lukey Boxing. Check that out if you're a boxing MMA fan, like I always say. Shout out to everybody on the Kali yet again, and everybody that listens, and everybody that's been on me and Danny's ass about putting the episodes up.
Yeah, my bad about
that. It's been the holidays, guys. Relax.
My bad about that last week, guys. I didn't put it up on fucking YouTube right away. I forgot about it, but I got the last episode 15, called The Trilogy. I put that up on YouTube. I think it was 2 days ago. I put it up real quick. But this one, though, it'll be up on all the usual places.
All right, so you heard it from the uploader himself. So for Danny, I'm Judd. This is GeekSet Radio. We out.